Monopolies don't exist. Socialist politicians often focus on the dangers of free market monopolies and rampant consumer exploitation. What is a monopoly? Number one, a monopoly is a business with entrenched systemic power to prevent competition and 100% market share. A monopoly is one firm owning 100% of the market. Socialist politicians define monopolies as loosely as five large companies with 80% market share. Google search has 90% of the market share in search engines. But this is because consumers voluntarily choose Google services over any other search engine. Consumers are one click away from using any other search engine. There are no systemic barriers to building a new search engine and no systemic barriers for consumers to use any search engine. And the service itself is free to use. Google is not a monopoly just because it's a successful business. Number two, the end goal of monopolies is to have infinite pricing power, such as raising profit margins to 1000%. Yet, virtually no companies in the entire economy have this profit margin, with most profit margins being about 10%. Amazon has a profit margin of just 10%, and Walmart has a profit margin of just 3%. Because of John D. Rockefeller's oil production innovations, Standard Oil reduced the price of kerosene oil from 58 cents a gallon to 8 cents a gallon. These examples are the exact opposite of the core idea of monopoly, which is extremely high profit margins. In fact, a common criticism of alleged monopolies is price cutting. For example, if Walmart lowers its prices for consumers because of its economic efficiency, this is seen as undercutting competition in order to run them out of business in pursuit of monopoly. Large companies with efficient economies of scale are able to drastically lower prices to the benefit of consumers. During the last 200 years of alleged monopolies, the standard of living has multiplied and prices have been reduced. On top of this, if an American monopoly were to form, they would have to compete worldwide against international companies in the same industry. Number three, the government is the primary creator of monopolies, using regulations which legally prevent competition and barriers to entry. The root problem is that the government is interfering in the free market. Regulations can make the upfront costs of businesses extremely high, or regulatory compliance so complicated that only large businesses can afford to deal with it. For example, local governments give power companies the right to a monopoly because power companies building competing power lines would potentially be expensive or complicated. The government creates monopolies through regulations and subsidies. Number four, socialism, such as a government-owned healthcare sector, is a purposefully created monopoly. Socialist businesses are fundamentally more expensive than their free market counterparts. Number five, monopolies will temporarily form during periods of rapid innovation. During periods of rapid innovation, such as railroads, oil, or computer hardware, these temporarily high profit margins can be seen as the reward for innovating. For example, Nvidia currently has profit margins as high as 50% because of their innovation in the computer hardware sector. As more companies catch up in terms of technology, they will face more competition and lower profit margins. High profit margins are actually a strong incentive for new competitors to enter the market with massive investment. Socialists define a monopoly as any large free market company that makes lots of money.